What the heck? I'm trying to see if I can if how do I control this? I'm trying to see how I can make it so I can dual stream to both YouTube. There it is. I can dual stream both to YouTube and Twitch at the same time on StreamYard, but I'm actually having a very difficult time with this right now. So I think I can yeah, I can pop up people's messages here, but I can't have it just display on screen. The Commerce Shadow says, "What's the WEF? It's the World Economic Forum. We got to talk about the new leader they have over there." Oh, jeez, this is so bizarre to be looking this far over to the left when I'm doing this. But let's see if I can get this to work correctly. Yeah, World Economic Forum by Didi said. And the thing is, like Ben Schulte says, it looks like they traded one Bond villain for another. So how do I get this banner off the screen? This doesn't make any sense. I should have just said this was a tester stream. Like this isn't an official stream because it's going to be so messed up the entire time as I fumble through this software. But I'm glad, yeah, Coach P16 saying you're watching from Twitch. So it says I have 83 viewers, but I don't know what the makeup is between YouTube and Twitch. Now they're setting up the Bond trilogy where you go through many Bond villains to get the main. You go through many of them to get the main one. So let's actually just. I have to restart my whole slideshow right now to get everybody up there. Yeah, you guys definitely are the decoy guinea pigs right now. See, because we definitely did have one Bond villain. Where's that image of him where he looks super creepy in his weird like Bond villain-esque outfit? Here it is. This is like not the greatest quality image either. Here it is. 18 on YouTube. How so? Is there 96? Oh no, 96 on YouTube, 98 on YouTube, and probably like 2 guys on Twitch because I have nobody watching me on Twitch. It's kind of funny. Yeah, his Star Trek fit. That's exactly what it was. And then this new guy. It's not this person. I lost like all my slides when I restarted my computer right now too. This is kind of a travesty. Here you go. New image. Not that. Here it is. So if you guys haven't seen it, how do I edit the... No, that's not edit this layout. How do I get this format? Does anybody... Let me know in chat. Has anybody really used Streamlabs? So I don't think the YouTube viewers can see this. I think if you're on Twitch, you can see the Twitch chat, but only I can see all of it. If anybody knows, let me know in the chat right now if you know how to use Streamlabs in a way that I can get the live chat to pop up on here. Because I'm trying to show you guys this. Where you have, this is the old World Economic Forum leader, Klaus Schwab. And then the new one they have is this guy, which his name is Peter Brabeck Lethman. And he apparently used to be the old leader of Nestle. So Klaus Schwab was a guy that would tell everybody, hey, you guys will eat the bugs and you'll be happy for it. And then Peter Brabeck Lethman was notoriously known for saying water is a privilege. And I have the clip. Let me just try to pull it up real quick of him talking about how there was misunderstandings as to him saying if it was a privilege or not. Let me find it right now. Here it is. So let me see. Let me know if you guys can you guys hear this? Let me, oh crap, not this. Can you guys hear the audio right now? No audio. Okay, hold on. Let me remove this. I think I have to Stop the screen. Share the screen. This is the travesty right now. Chrome tab. This one. Let me know if you guys can hear audio. Oh, real quick, thank you so much. LPG. Wait, how do I highlight it? I can't just. Thank you so much, LPG12338, for the super huge super chat saying for the cheddar, the cat fund. And honestly, if I can get him in here, I will. But it is a sunny day where I'm at, so I imagine he's just going to sit in a sunbeam all day. But thank you again for the super huge super chat once again. Okay, but again, let's see if you guys can hear it, the audio.
Hello, I'm Peter Brabeck, the chairman of Nestle. There are apparently some misconceptions about my ideas on water.
Yeah.
Let me make it clear from the beginning. I have always supported the human right to water. Everyone should have enough clean, safe water to meet their fundamental daily needs.
Okay.
About 50 to 100 liters per day.
I love it when they always say everybody should have the right to something, but there should be no but. It's like everybody should have the right to clean water. That's good. But he said, what did he say? 50 to 100 liters?
Daily needs. About 50 to 100 liters per day.
50 to 100 liters per day. How do I convert that to free? So what's 50 liters to gallons, which is, it's 13 gallons of water per day. And then what is, how many was that again? That was 13 gallons of water. How many gallons of water should you drink in a day? And then how many gallons of water, does a 10-minute shower use? There it is. So yeah, this is concerning because he wants to give you 13 gallons a day, and then the amount of you should drink. So not 2 gallons, 7.5 liters. How much water? It's what the heck? It's 2.7 liters. So I guess it's, what is 2.7 liters in gallons? What the heck? Why is this so hard? Why is math so hard? The gallons. So 0.7 gallons a day. And then for showering, it's 25. 10 minutes. Actually, it's close to 25 gallons. So basically, you've used, if you take a 10-minute shower, you're already double how much he thinks you could have in a day. And that's this guy. What is it? This guy right here who's supposed to be the leader of the World Economic Forum. Yes, the math ain't mathing yet, and this is honestly the most confusing thing. Maybe I won't be able to dual stream to both YouTube and Twitch because this is a lot of controls for me. CT Thomas Peasant for the super chat saying, when you state a belief and then follow up with but, says you don't believe the thing. Yeah, it's a, and I'm guilty of it myself. But when you say this is basically this, or it's, yeah, if you say the word basically, it means that you don't know exactly what it is, but you're not able to commit to a definitive statement. I oftentimes do that myself, and that's just that's the way the way things are. Yeah, Joshua Maxim says you are dual streaming. I'm dual streaming right now. Let me see. On Twitch, how many does it say I have? I have 7 people on Twitch, and on YouTube, it says I have. So slow. Gosh. Says we have 177. So honestly, maybe I don't even need to be doing both of the platforms at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, 177 on your end. It says 177 on my end. And honestly, it's making things on Twitch end. You're seeing all the YouTube comments doing great. That's pretty cool then that you guys can see both of it. But okay, maybe I didn't even see the chat. Let me know if you guys know how I can get the live chat to pop up on Streamlabs. Is there a way to do that? If I'm editing the layout, can I add an item? Camera slot, media slot? No. Can I add can invite a guest, a slide, a camera, video file, image file. That's about it. I have that's the thing is I normally stream on OBS, and that's the better stream. Streamlad's bot needs to be on the YouTube too. Yeah, I wish I could have the chat pop up on there, but I just don't know how to do it. I wonder if I cut off the stream here, can I just resume with the OBS instead? Like, can OBS take over the stream for me? Yeah, Happy Earth Day. It's crazy. So you bring up Happy Earth Day. I do want to bring this up right now. It wasn't what I originally wanted to talk about, but actually, first I want to show, before we do the Earth Day thing, I want to show you guys how scary it is, how much, like, the World Economic Forum, like, I'm not a big fan of whenever they say things like, the World Economic Forum is, like, controlling all the government. So you have all these politicians. I think even, like, Tulsi Gabbard showed up on the World Economic Forum website. I think it was somebody that was a popular person, and they put them on the World Economic Forum website, and they're saying, "Oh no, they're they're compromised." But it's like anybody could put anybody's picture on a website and say they're a contributor. They could put my face on there and say Decoy Voice is a prominent member of the World Economic Forum, and I've never talked to anybody. But it is crazy to see stuff like this over here in Canada. I really wish. In Canada, and it's nuts. Like, look at this.
I had a constituent that wanted me to ask a question about outside interference to our democracy. Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, and he bragged how his subversive WEF, World Economic Forum.
They're asking about the World Economic Forum. You got judges over in Canada still wearing masks, and he's like, they're asking about the World Economic Forum. Like, what's up with this?
Has quoted infiltrated governments around the world. He said that his organization had penetrated more than half of Canada's cabinet. And I was wondering, in the interest of transparency, could the member please name which cabinet ministers are on board with the WEF's agenda? My concern is the deputy.
Order. I know that the member was in a really good question there, but the audio is really bad. And
how convenient the audio was going out. They couldn't hear you when they're asking this very uncomfortable question for them if they were on the World Economic Forum.
Video is really bad as well. And I apologize. I don't know if the member. Okay, let's try again. The honorable member for Timmins James Bay.
Mr. Speaker.
It's like, yeah, sorry, we can't reply to your question. We turned off your mic. Somebody repeats it for him, but look at this.
That member was promoting open disinformation. That's not debate. We have to call out disinformation.
We'll get into debate again. The honorable member, questions and comments. The honorable member for Lambton, Kent, Middlesex.
Oh, they already moved on. It's like he's putting off spooky conspiracy theories. So you know what? We can't even platform this question. We can't hear them speak. How dare they speak about the World Economic Forum that may or may not have infiltrated our government? We have to shut them down. Yeah, it's super suspect, but that's how it is. But yeah, you guys were talking about Earth Day. I do want to bring up that Earth Day thing I saw today. And with how badly I can't control today's live stream, we're just going to kind of make this very loose with the topics. So just suggest stuff if you want me to cover it real quick. But where is it? It is. Where is it? We're talking about Earth Day. We have this. What are the protesters? Here it is. From Freedom News TV. Yeah, here it is. This is Earth Day. So you have the climate protesters outside Tesla. One of the largest, and they believe this is Tesla in New York City. One of the largest electric vehicle manufacturers, something they used to cheer on previously, and now they have to protest it because they want to make our government more efficient. No unelected. And this shirt says climate change mass murder. Okay. I believe it is. No unelected. Is he going to type? Home? We do not consent F, not Doge, Doge. Got a conflicting message when it says F cross out Doge. But yeah, no unelected home. What is he? What is he graffitiing? Yeah, they have to be paid well to do this nonsense. Because you see this over here. Eventually they got detained, and it's great because they should be. And it's kind of funny because they actually are doing the meme of the stone toss where he's got like the pink swirl in his hair that's dyed that way. He literally is the comic.
I'm your police liaison. Call me Wolf. Any questions you have, I'm right here to answer for you.
And they even have like isn't that the Black Widow, like the poisoning thing where they say like, actually I had to pull up the Stone Toss comic. Stone Toss, poison, hair, color, or whatever. Where is it? Can I find it? Put it in the chat right now if you know what comic I'm talking about, like where damn, I can't. It's a word. He's poisonous, so they color themselves bright pink to let them know they're poisonous. And it's like, yeah, it is the Black Widow mark, and he's over there like he's the nature's predator because he's actually not doing anything. He's not contributing anything to society.
Nonviolent action.
Why are you being arrested? Why? Yeah.
People do not consent to unelected fascists.
Unelected fascists. I'm pretty certain we voted for exactly this. Every president since the beginning of presidencies have had cabinets that we the people did not elect, but we elected the guy to select his cabinet to help run his government. This is 1,000,000% what I'd vote for. Yeah, Uncle Shane says we did. Everybody in chat, let me know. Did you vote for Donald Trump to drain the swamp? Is Elon Musk draining the swamp for us? That's 100% what we want. Yes, this is the Pink Lantern.
This is Earth Day. Earth Day started with direct action. This is what it's about. Taking action because we don't consent, and we have power. We don't consent.
Move out of
Back off.
Multiple people wearing the same shirt, and it's honestly, it's like these are brand new shirts. Isn't fast fashion one of the things that is destroying the environment the most? And I say that as a person that didn't really wear Forever 21 too much. I think that's like kind of before my time, but H&M, I love that. Zara and Uniqlo, all those brands have like been staples of my wardrobe since I was in college, and it's terrible for the environment. Like what is it? How many gallons of water does a new pair of jeans need? Wait, there's no way that this is real. A pair of jeans, one pair needs 1,700 gallons of water, 6,600 liters of water to make. That's 23,000 cups of coffee from Starbucks. What? There's no way. That makes more sense. 1,800 gallons of water to make a pair of jeans. So how much is a new t-shirt need? Like the cotton for that? 712 gallons of water. So these guys go out there every single one of these protests and makes their brand new shirt because we're out here trying to save the environment, stop electric vehicles because oil is bad, but oil is good when we're defeating fascism in government. Like all the mental gymnastics that they need. Yeah, that's the extinction symbol. It's crazy how they just get their priorities get so crossed up because they don't actually have virtues. They don't actually have an agenda to save the environment, green energy, whatever it is. It's just, what did the Democrats tell us to do today? And how can we force everybody to comply to our agenda? Because you see this over here. What is it? This is so many buttons. Libs at TikTok saying, watch as climate change champions Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Bernie Sanders step off a private jet. Never believe a word they say when they scold you about climate change. Apparently somebody else posted this. Maybe it was Daniel Turner said it. The private jets, multiple homes, motorcades. But yeah, one flight of this private jet that AOC is on right here is more carbon emissions than the average American produces in a year. One flight of AOC or Bernie Sanders flying from one place where they're telling you about fascism and oligarchy and they're trying to scold you into submission. Every single time they fly, they produce more carbon emissions, apparently, than you do as an American that is probably producing more carbon emissions than the average person in Africa or the average person in Korea. They're producing more carbon emissions than you in an entire year. And it's funny that we have to use like covert ways of recording them to show, hey, they are the oligarchs that they're trying to fearmonger you off of. Yeah, so much from taxing the rich. They always say it's the billionaires, guys. It's not me. I'm just a millionaire. I'm a lowly millionaire. Just like what we saw yesterday, Pokimane complaining about, who was it? Pokimane complaining about the rich billionaires not realizing that on her, like in the corner, it said she had like 14,000 subscribers, paid subscribers at $6 a month, at least, possibly for 20, but $13,000 at the minimum, or no, 14,000 trying to get 15,000 of $6 minimum paid subscribers, meaning she made something like $70,000 a month, which is more than most people make in a year. Complaining about the rich people, saying, oh no, it's actually the billionaires we're concerned about. Thank you, CT Thomas Peasant, saying they are Marxists. They act consistently to their ideology because it's always about them wanting to be king/queen. Sure, 100%. But let me ask Grok, because they always talk about Marxists, and that's a big word for me. Grok, give me the simple definition of a Marxist. Because I, like probably a lot of you guys in chat, don't know. So Grok giving us the simple definition, saying a Marxist is someone who supports or follows the ideas of Marxism. See, like that's circular reasoning. Though by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels focus on class struggle, arguing that history is driven by conflicts between social classes, especially the working class, the proletariat, and the owning class, the bourgeoisie. Good God, that's a now we gotta ask Google. Pronounce this. Let's see.
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie. Actually, slow. Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
The bourgeoisie. Oh my God, I'm terrible at this language. Between the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, Marxism advocates for classless society where resources and production are collectively owned, often through revolutionary change. So basically, it's communism, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong in chat. Bourgeoisie, the bourgeoisie. Look up how to pronounce trebuchet. I'm gonna do that too. But the bourgeoisie, like that's basically that's basically communism, right? Like they want communism as a fly-in on their private jets. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Trebuchet. Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Trebian Buckley. Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Trebuchet. Yeah,
Trebuchet.
I guess, guys. It's yeah, it's what is it? Bourgeoisie is, I've already forgotten how to pronounce it correctly, but it's French for nobility. Yeah, that's it. The funny thing is, you guys are all telling me trebuchet, chez, bourgeoisie. That's actually correctly, but someone said trebuchet. That's honestly kind of what the correct enunciation was, right? You're saying trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
That's actually the correct. That looks like a troll comment from Cassadale Bowen, but that's the actual enunciation. That's hilarious to me. Trend view shit. Shay. Just call him the Booge. Yeah. Just do it like the kids do these days and call it the bougie. The bougie, yeah. Catapult. Guys, it's catapult. What video was it? Do you guys remember in the chat? I had a video about something, and there was a catapult in it. And I was like, they're using a catapult. It was actually one of the protest videos I did. And we were looking at decoy voice protest. We were looking at a tray bucket. It was I said catapult, and everybody was correcting me. That's not a catapult. It's a tray bucket. It's a tray bucket or trebuchet. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Paul Walker movie. What? No. Trebuchet and catapults are two different things. Have you guys not played Age of Empires? I have not. Unfortunately, I have not. You were the one that brought it up. I imagine. I might. So, okay, no, Tresner says, is this a new channel or did you get demonetized and you had to start a new one? No, I'm monetized on the other channel. As long as you see ads, what is it? Oh, crap. Close that window on accident. Now, this one right here, this is still monetized, but apparently when you do live streams on your channel with videos, it messes things up. So that's why we have decoy voice with, like, you know, quarter, 3/4 of the way to 1 million. I'm really trying to get to 1 million guys this year. We'll figure it out. But 1 million subscribers on Decoy Voice, but you go to Decaf Decoy where you're at right now, and we only have 17,000 with also like 200 live viewers, where we normally would get something like 2,000 to 5,000 live viewers, and now we're sitting at 200. But I guess we have to get the live streams and the regular videos on two different places, and that's how you do it on the YouTube game. So hopefully we can get more people here, but it is nice to be able to have the conversation with you guys. Anyone else get not notified by YouTube on this stream? Probably because you're just struggling in the beginning. Like, maybe one day we'll be able to get some steam here, but the last video I did, live stream from last night, if you guys were watching that, I'm still trying to figure out. It didn't get monetized for me. So you guys probably see ads if you watch that video right now, but those ad dollars are going to somebody else right now. And I have to like manually delete every single song I use. It's probably going to take me a month to delete all of it. But I mean, it is what it is, guys. Not going to cry about it. So I'm glad you subbed here too. Tell your friends. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Tell your friends. Let everybody know we're hanging out over here. We got all the people like Andy Armour from like when Decoy Voice only had like 20,000 subscribers. So yeah. I looked at the channel and said I was live, didn't get notified. I mean, I'm glad you guys are here. But I mean, we're just doing these impromptu live streams, trying to get a good cadence or when we should live stream on this video. Dr. Offensive posted something. No, guys. I can't even post it on the thing right here because I know it'll make it so I can't. Nobody can see what we're doing over here. Someone has set up a Decoy fan page. Is there a Decoy Voice fan page? Is there? There is a Decoy Voice fan page. Wait, guys. How do I share this? The Decoy Voice fan page has like the worst thumbnail image of me by far. I've been sick for like a week now. It's bad. Okay. I mean, they got a respectable amount of views. I do like these shorts here. I guess we should watch. Let's see. Decoy Voice highlights is their page. Their most watched thing has 143,000 views on something.
Today, December 10th, will be my last day hosting the comment section and working for the Daily Wire.
Well, the rumors were true, and just after a month of denying it. This is AI, guys. So, somebody's taking my stuff and downloading shorts. Now somebody is downloading episodes and plugging it into AI and spitting off all those. No, I honestly did not know about this. Somebody is downloading all my videos, like they're ripping my videos, and they are putting it in AI, and AI is making shorts because the shorts always fucking suck. these don't make any sense. Like they're terrible quality. Like I would like to make a shorts channel. I would like to make a shorts channel if I had content that I could make into like Pirate Software is one of the greatest stories of success, where he figured out a time of day to do all his live streams where nobody else was streaming, did all his live streams in that time slot, and then also made videos of it. Don't go report it. Just let them do their thing. I mean, it's harmless. They're not impersonating me, so that's fine. It's like, if anything, report the guys that are saying, "Oh, I'm Decoy Voice. You guys won $1 million. Hit me up on some shady WhatsApp phone number that is like some random Eastern European country code. Email me there and I'll give you money. Just give me your bank account." Like, that's never me. Report those guys. Don't report, like, a fan page. But this is AI slop, guys.
Brett Cooper announces she is leaving the Daily Wire.
They are promoting her best friend, who was her maid of honor at her wedding. They allegedly gave her acting classes to help her imitate Brett's mannerisms.
No. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you like this video. Before we dive into this episode, though, make sure that you like this video if you have not already. If you've not already.
As I understand, two best friends are going to have similar mannerisms, but you can't convince me this isn't done entirely on purpose. And at one point in time, it worked.
That cut where they stacked it up top, I mean, I'm guessing that's AI. Yeah, don't content strike them. No, don't content strike. I don't care. I don't care they're doing this. I think it's just funny that someone went through the effort of this. Are they making money off this? Possibly, but with shorts, it's like, so with YouTube, I'll give you like a little bit of insider baseball. With YouTube videos, you can make like $2 to $5 CPM for regular videos. That means per 1,000 video views of like monetize, or like people that aren't using ad block or using YouTube Premium, though you can get $2 to $5 for it per 1,000. But with shorts, like I have friends that do shorts, good God, you make no money. It's like 0.2, like 0.1 of a cent per CPM per 1,000 views. So I'm sure if you were chopping up Asmongold or Joe Rogan clips, you can make some money, but not if you're chopping up Decoy Voice clips. It's funny. No, when will season 2 of Shogun coming out? I think we looked it up. Who on Shogun looks like me? Because somebody said I look like a guy from Shogun. Jai says, "Thanks for the content, mate. I'm just curious, why weren't we able to donate on your first streams?" Because the first streams I wasn't monetized. When you're first trying to be on YouTube, your account needs 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I think in my first video, I got both of those things, but it takes a while for them to review you to make sure you're not like a AI content slop account, to make sure you're not impersonating anybody, or it's not like not non-YouTube friendly content. So it took a while for you to be able to donate. I mean, I appreciate the super chat, but yeah, you don't need it. General Kale says, "I've never seen Brett and Ben in the same room together." Well, you won't anymore. Yeah, it's advertising. It's the best it's the best advertising ever. Yeah, content. I mean, it's good.
As the first time Reagan hosted the comment section a month ago, it was received incredibly well, stating Reagan was a natural. They wanted to see an episode that featured them together, but looking back on those top comments, I honestly wonder if those weren't planted by the Daily Wire themselves. Recently, whenever Reagan recorded an episode for the comment section, their comment section...
Yeah, this is AI slop. This is AI slop. Like, that cut made no sense whatsoever. That made no sense. But like, let's see. Actually, no, I want to look at that. I want to look at the comments here. Or
Today,
the comments on is this genuine? Brett's the only person I would watch on purpose. You find me where Brett is. First Cannon, now it's Brett. No Brett, no Wire. Brett's a star. So this is actually like the genuine people responding to this as if it wasn't like content slop. Like it's like the video made sense to them. Like this.
So here we have a woman walking.
Whoa. So this is a brand new video 4 hours ago. This was like a video that's probably like 4 years old. Actually, let's look at it right now. We can go back to this. Decoy Voice. I know exactly what video that's from. That's the first video I did where I switched up my content style 2 years ago, not 4 years ago. So this was when I was like a bootleg Tim Pool with a man bun and a beard. This is me doing weather. Like, we've come so far. Me covering COVID stuff. Me celebrating, I think, like 1,000 maybe subscribers. And this is over 2 years ago. So they took a clip from 2 years ago and made a new video.
So here we have a woman walking her baby in a stroller down a Venice Beach alleyway. This person in the car is driving on the wrong side of a one-way street and speeds up, hitting her and the baby in the stroller.
There's no
Once he notices that people saw what happened and try to stop him, he tries to flee the scene. Luckily, this truck saw—
This is genuinely my voice, but honestly, it sounds like AI. Yeah, you had a man bun. Oh yeah, it's bad, guys.
saw exactly what happened and is actually able to stop the vehicle from fleeing. So here we have a woman walking her—
What the heck? There's no sword. It's just a small clip. Yeah, it's wow. That is I appreciate the efforts. I mean, yeah, I had a man bun. I guess we can look at it right now. A very different decoy voice. Let's
to this channel.
Let's see. Yeah, this is 4 years ago me, and miraculously, I honestly feel like I'm younger. Top knot decoy. No, the top knot's when you like shave the sides of your head and then you top up you tie it up there. Yeah, look at this lush hair I had in the pockets that I try to cover up now, guys. Yeah, DK voice. No, don't report the guy. Don't report the guy. I mean, don't report him. It's fine. It's fine. Just let him make his content. Whatever. But this is bizarre to see me 4 years ago. And I feel like, yeah, Samurai Decoy voice. Oh, yeah, we were looking at Samurai Decoy voice. Who from Shogun? I guess let me know in chat. Who from Shogun does everybody think I look like? Not the white guy. This very old man? No, there's no way. This girl? Oops. Who is it? The girl? Do I look like the girl? If I look like the girl, I feel like this channel would be doing significantly better right now. I think you pulled off the man bun great. I mean, I like the look, but honestly, it's very bizarre. When you look at the YouTube analytics, my female audience, how do I look at this without revealing? Yeah, let me look at it. My female audience, I know I'm logged into Decap Decoy. I can't. My female audience goes from something like 5% female with the man bun, but then if I like shave my face, especially if I like shave down my facial hair, my female audience gets up to like 15%. And I think I remember seeing Shoe on Head. Her female audience is like 5%. So it's like, how do I pull in more female viewership than probably like even like Brett Cooper and Shoe on Head? I'll never know. D-size voice? What? Femboy Decoy? No. Who is it? The white guy? So apparently I'm the white guy. I guess I could be like, if they do a flashback episode of Shogun, like back in time, will this be me? Honestly, I don't think there's anybody on this show that looks like me at all. Like, not even close. Maybe this guy. Why are you guys so mean to Shoe on Head? Shoe on Head, I feel like, is unlike most. Yo, so that's what this channel should have been called. God damn it. That's Yo Soy Decoy. Why wasn't that? No, actually, no, because then they're going to call me Soy Boy Decoy. No. But Yo Soy as in I am Decoy, that would have been a great Spanish-speaking alternative channel. That would have been hilarious. Doesn't she eat her own hair? I was not aware of that, guys. But honestly, I'm cringe too. We're all cringe in our own way. Unless you're a big fan of what I do, you'd probably watch my channel, my live streams, and be like, "What the hell is this? What does he even do? He just goes on there and rambles and rants and waves his arms like he's whatever." Yeah, some people like him, some people hate him. The worst thing you can be online is lukewarm. You want to be polarizing. You want to be, unfortunately, you want to be like Andrew Tate. You want to be like Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro or Tim Pool. You want to have people hate you. You want to have people love you. Nothing in the middle, because nothing is worse online than indifference. I understand I can be a bit lukewarm and milk toast, and I'm kind of like not very extreme with my convictions. But honestly, that's just who I genuinely am. So it's a kind of a thing where I couldn't be super extreme like a shock jock if I wanted to, because because that's just not who I am as a person. I think she's funny. I think she's a funny person. Like her I guess we can pull it up right now. Her videos are kind of funny when you watch her break something down, where it's like something where this is like left-wing talking points. Yeah, like this right here. This video right here, I watched a bit of this. I actually watched the whole thing on my phone, but it's like what Trump really destroyed, the dark truth behind USAID. This is something that the left doesn't want to talk about, but she did, and honestly, I applaud her for this. When is decoy White House correspondent? I guess we got to pull this up right now. Is Tim Pool went to the White House with the beanie on? I mean, obviously, he's interviewed Donald Trump wearing the beanie before, but he's there, and it's hilarious that you have, like, this is bizarre world to me, where you have Tim Pool at the White House. I am not controlling all these windows well. You have Tim Pool at the White House actually asking questions in the White House press room.
Yes, many of these organizations that are represented in this room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man.
This is so hilarious. You have this room of pantsuit, suit. Even the woman wearing suit. Everybody with their makeup on, suit. Nobody's dressed casually, and you have like Tim Pool with his beanie in the corner. I think it's funny because you have what is it? It's like in a cutscene of a video game where you have your creator character and they show up in something. When your character's in a cutscene. That's not it. Like this is Tim Pool at the White House right now. You have Tim Pool in his beanie, like Yu-Gi-Oh. When your custom character appears in a cutscene, I think that's hilarious.
Where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by two different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland Man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on, following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had.
There was a better clip that actually zoomed in on Tim Pool. It was funnier, but I think it's hilarious that you have Tim Pool with his beanie asking questions, and I think they were trying to take away CNN's credentials, or they're kicking out MSNBC. I think it's like a Caitlin Collins. They don't want her there anymore. It's hilarious. And the thing is, everybody says, like, you know, the beanie never comes off. I know he was talking about when he's around the castle, he doesn't wear it, but I mean, I've met him twice very briefly. The first time, like seconds of meeting him the first time. And then the second time I met him, I was on Timcast IRL. And I always say I didn't do too well. I guess I'm a little bit socially awkward. But no, he was wearing the beanie the entire time. I've never seen him without it. But I mean, doesn't matter. Yeah, that's his trademark. I wish I had a trademark other than the Asian guy that sounds funny. Okay, thank you, Multiracial Lion, saying go back on Decoy. It was a great show. I'm just not a big fan of traveling, but honestly, if I got the opportunity, I'd probably have to, because I mean, his teams are really cool. I really like Serge. He's the guy that initially I think is the one that recommended me on the show. He's a really cool guy. Just didn't get to spend enough time with all them. Ian. I always get them crossed up. They don't look alike. Ian Crossan, really great guy. Philip Bonte, really great guy. I think congratulations to him and his wife. I believe they just announced they're having a baby. It was like really cool crew. Your Asian, possibly, guys. It may be a rumor. Wait. Decoy, your trademark look is the guy on Shogun. Again, I don't think nobody in chat was able to tell me which guy I look like on the Shogun cast. Let me know in the chat. Which one is it? You did fine. You made Phil laugh a few times. I mean, it was, but it's like, I think of my performance on this show when it's just me all talk for 2 hours straight on the old guy. Am I the wait, any Asian? All of them. I'm everybody on this show here, including the guy that looks like the dude that reviews Tesla. What's his name? Brian Shaw. The guy. I just watch all his Tesla content, but I'm everybody on this show. The white girl. There's a white girl on this. I just know Anna Sawai Mariko. That's all I know. Like, I actually haven't watched the show much. I've heard great things about it. The Asian guy. Which one is Sub-Zero? I am. It's me, guys. All talk for 2 hours straight. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't talk. I barely I remember even one time somebody called out in the super chat saying, "You brought Decoy on Timcast IRL and you're not letting him talk. How come you're not letting him talk?" And then Tim's like, "Okay, go ahead and talk." And it was a weird, like, catching me off guard. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, guys. Like, thanks for tuning in." Like, I didn't know what to say because it was such a bizarre thing of just they're going from topic to topic to topic. Nobody's fault, but I think they told me to prepare for the protests in Korea. They're going to talk about that, and they know that I cover riots and stuff. So I got ready to talk about that. That was when Luigi popped that CEO in the back, and nobody knew anything about it. So we mainly talked about that for a long time, and I was just totally unprepared to even give my opinion because the sad part is when I saw that video, yeah, it was a little bit overwhelming for me because I'm kind of a shy person in real life. But when I first saw the video, the way that he was firing, he had to re-rack the round every time. I originally saw it. I'm like, that's going to be like something that he just made in his backyard. That's why it's not functioning correctly. And I just, that was my original take. But then everybody online was saying, oh no, it's suppressed in subsonic rounds, so it's not powerful enough to re-rack the round every time. That's what he's doing. He's like some pro. He's wearing a mask. He does it. He's having no psychological response to putting rounds into the stranger behind him. So he's going to be some like hitman and he'll be in another country that day. And like, oh yeah, that's why he's like re-racking it. I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds about right. And I went with it. Little did I know I could have been on Timcast giving you exactly what happened with my initial knee-jerk response. But then again, maybe I didn't want to be the person saying, no, definitely that's something he printed in his backyard. And I would be correct about something that happened in real time. That kind of would have been scary. So people are still saying it was subsonic rounds. I don't know. I think from my understanding, it was just something that was malfunctioning the entire time. I feel like he does when they have a lot to say about the thing. And honestly, I didn't. After the show, I straight up told him, I was like, yeah, I kind of felt weird about like Phil can talk a lot and he's there to like fill up time in the show. I felt uncomfortable trying to speak over him, like say, oh no, well, actually, I'm not an expert in this, but actually like try to like get over everybody and like, monopolize a conversation. But that's what they were telling me. Like, they don't know, it's called shark bait. Like, if you find something you can talk about, jump in there and take over the conversation. And honestly, I've just never been that kind of guy, Yeah, okay, so Brandon Herrera probed it. It was a shoddy piece. That's what I thought it was originally, but that's what it was. Yeah, the guests talk as much as they like. They just have to insert themselves into it. But a lot of the stuff we talked about, I think we talked about Bitcoin, which I'm almost hesitant. I'm almost hesitant to talk about it because I don't think I've sold any of mine, but I always buy at the peak and then watch it collapse. And I'm like, yeah, guys, don't listen to me for financial advice. I'm an idiot. The lady they had on last night was a trip. Lots of talk, no substance. I mean, you watch any Joe Rogan stuff, there's lots of talk and no substance. It's just people like to pass the time with stuff. That's why I almost feel like this video, maybe if you rewind and hear me talk about the new leader of the WEF, like in the thumbnail, which what I originally want to talk about, and I had a lot of stuff to play. I had like a video queued up from the World Economic Forum to say like, these guys are creepy, but I 100% just kind of forgot about it. Now we're going with the chat. Yeah, Zach VM, buy high, sell low. Got it. No, just you buy high and you just hold on to it forever, hoping that you'll forget about it. Yeah, glad I'm live streaming, go my own brand. I mean, my brand is concise, lighthearted commentary. Some people want to hear me speak for longer. Most people don't, but I'm glad you guys are hanging out right now. From Nestle. Yeah, that's where the new World Economic Forum leader is from Nestle, where he notoriously said, water is a privilege. Scary. What's up with that? I think back in 2014, he had a disease he was being treated for. But I mean, you go from one Bond villain to the next Bond villain. Yeah, like Uncle Shane says, they look like Bond villains. It's unsettling as heck. It's scary that these people want to be able to say, we basically commit human rights violations in our corporations at the low level. I believe he was even on the board of Formula One. So I have he has no qualms profiting off of recreational burning of massive amounts of fuel, but then wants to make it so the average person can only take a shower once a week. Yeah, I still got a cat. He's in the background somewhere, but I said it was a sunny day. He's not going to hang out with me today. He's just going to bake in there all day. Yeah. And I'm glad you guys are here too. Yeah. Here's the thing is, Biden had the bloody eye too. I'm sure most people at that age got it. Like I remember I had a friend in high school that got it just because he got in a fight in the high school parking lot and had the same bloody eye. So I mean, it's something. It's a Naruto eye thing. I had no idea. Yeah, by Didi saying Nestle water is a privilege, but CEO in power, Elon Musk bad, but not this guy, because nobody tells him to be outraged about stuff. Like I get so sick of hearing like friends getting freaked out over Elon Musk. Oh my God, he's buying Twitter, so he has control of communications. But they've never freaked out once over Jeff Bezos buying the Washington Post and publishing articles about mail-in voting is 100% safe and secure. Let's do it. But then at Amazon factories and warehouses where they vote for unionization, they have to vote in person, same day voting with voter ID, the whole 9 yards. Shouldn't you be concerned that he's promoting something for the American people that he wouldn't want for his own company? And yet nobody told you to freak out about that. So your selective outrage isn't even outrage. It's just you repeating NPC talking points. So you sound like you're connected and you sound intelligent, but you're actually just a sheep. It's sad. Yeah, the former World Economic Forum leader wanting you to eat your bug sandwich. The new one saying you shouldn't have the right to water. Scary stuff. And nobody's upset about Zuckerberg. I think people are upset about Zuckerberg, but they never go to Facebook and tag on the side of his walls because the right doesn't try to weaponize their useful idiots like the left does, in my opinion. But then again, I think, the Patriot Front, those are useful idiots because I don't think they're all feds. I think there probably is a Fed presence inside Patriot Front, but I bet you some of them are just people that get wrapped up into, I'm gonna save America and I'm gonna dress in khakis and be slightly overweight and carry a shield and not know how to fight and march on the streets. Like it's nuts. It's not, they're bad. Yeah, there's no way Patriot Fronts are legit. How is it then once USAID funding went down, we started to see them much, much less? Interesting. People think they're 100%, 1,000% feds, but also I think the BLM protests are the same way where a lot of them are being paid to be there. I think there are paid for antagonizers out there that are out there just to incite tensions across the country. But there are certain people, because I know them personally, certain people that just get caught up in the wave and they think they're doing the right thing and they destroy their own communities because they're idiots. 100%, yes. Disinformation agendas, yeah. So maybe these agencies are bad ideas. I think a lot of them are. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Yeah, no, yeah, I didn't miss any super chats. But I mean, what do you guys want to watch right now? Because I watch all the other live streamers and they'll just watch long videos and just kind of chat about it. What do you want to see? I guess we were talking about Shoe on Head earlier, right? This one about her talking about USAID. Let's just pop in real quick and just see what it is.
Donald
My
Trump,
God.
along with Elon Musk, have created a new government agency called Doge. And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller actually turned into a
We was Donald Trump was going to be the older brother giving Elon Musk an unplugged video game controller to pretend like he was contributing, but not really. Think that was kind of hilarious. Glitter has a point. Friendly reminder: most seafood is bugs. I guess we have to pull up the chart nobody likes looking at. Seafood bug equivalent. Where is it? There's a chart. There's a chart. Yeah, she might be funny, but you wait. Where's the? There's a chart of what bugs are what. Insect equivalent? Here it is. Here it is. No, that's not it. There's one that shows that like scorpions are like crab. There it is. Here it is. I found it. It's this tab. Sea and land. A lobster is a scorpion. A crab is like a spider. And a crawfish is a roach. Yeah. Nova Kush saying shellfish equals water bugs. They're delicious crustaceans. And I admit, I think they are delicious. But it is terrifying that that's essentially what it is. Loosely.
real thing. And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world. Or was it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Hello and welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. I am Shoe on Head and I am not real. I am a figment of your imagination. You have been in a coma since 2012. Wake up. Wake up. Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the mainstream liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late-night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID was apparently funding.
Not wrong.
But I
Not
promise
wrong.
you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender war slop, you should still stick around for this because this gets juicy. And remember, even if you're not interested in politics, politics is interested in you. And trust me, I understand why some people aren't interested in politics. It's confusing, it's stressful.
Honestly, here's the things. I think I was probably a much happier person before I got into the political sphere. Like when I was just thinking, like, you know, people say, oh, you bread and circuses. Like, oh, I watch NBA basketball and I'll watch baseball and I'll watch NFL football when it's there. Honestly, it's like politics comes and goes. It changes things around you. But for the average person that's like kind of living in the real world, touching grass, it doesn't really impact you all that much. They want to fearmonger. Both the left and the right want to fearmonger on how things are going to impact you. But if you can just kind of keep your head down and live your life, unless you have kids that are in the school system that are getting indoctrinated, you're doing kind of fine. But it makes sense that somebody like what is her real name? I forget. But Shoe on Head just had a kid, just like who's that that chat? Who's that? We talked about him, the Call of Duty player that got all the June's her name. Yeah, thank you. Who's the Call of Duty player that talked about the trans issues and says, hey, look, they should have whatever rights they want, but stop bringing it into schools. Like they were talking about a protest outside of school in Glendale where they were fighting. The teachers at the Armenian school district, Nick Merckx. Thank you. Yeah, it was Nick Merckx. Yeah. They were around his area because I believe he's like in LA. They were fighting the parents, like getting in physical confrontations with the parents outside the school district where they're protesting, saying, hey, look, we don't mind that there's been a trans teacher here. We've celebrated them. They put the flag up, but all of a sudden they want to teach the kids about, you know, their intercourse in elementary school. And they say, this is not appropriate. People came in and got in physical confrontations with the very, very traditional religious Armenian population there, the parents, but they weren't even parents from the school district. They were like antagonizers from San Francisco or something that have gone to other protests and fought other people at other protests. And it was almost like, hey, because they became a parent, now they got to get political. I imagine somebody like June will probably get a little more based, because she is pretty based already, as she is a parent, and she's gonna have to be faced with all like the insane liberalism that she put in power, being somebody that voted that way for a long time. But she's, she's no stranger to calling out the left. She's not like Hassan. He'll go down with a ship. She will call it out.
It's a lot to keep up with. I feel like 500 things happen every single day. But thankfully, I have a tool to help with that. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
I won't play this certain ad. I got my own deal with them. I won't go into further detail, but I can't. Maybe one day, but I won't.
Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012? Epic bacon, my fellow memers. Honestly, who am I to talk about dead memes? My username is Shoe on Head. So Doge's supposed goal seems to be cutting
What is Shoe on Head in reference to? It's okay, we know about your what? What is the meme? Let me. I guess I gotta look it up myself. Shoe on Head, a meme. What is it? Put shoe on head. What? I'm not finding anything. Take a picture with your shoe on head to prove that it's you, I guess. The shoe on head GIFs that they're her. Oh, it's from 4chan. It's like a feminist era back in 2016. Yeah, you know what? That's one of those things that I always wonder, like, how do these people have such huge YouTube following? And like, I'm trying to catch up behind. It's prove that you're real. Okay, so before AI generation, it's just like, oh, let me know you're actual person. Put a shoe on your head in a picture and take it. I get it. Okay. Thank you, Bite Deity, saying you will eat the bugs and shellfish allergies. That I don't get it, but I mean, yeah. Eating bugs is terrifying. It's really bad for you. There's a reason that human beings, when you see bugs or the legs, you get a little bit nauseous and queasy. It's like something that's imprinted in your DNA from when we were like Neanderthals. We're not supposed to eat it, so we have a embedded reaction in our brains to not like it. There's a reason. Crawfish ain't no bug. I feel like it is. There's so many parasites and bugs. Yes, I think it's true that there's a reason we don't eat bugs. We eat animals that eat bugs. There's a system there. Okay. Brian says it was in chat roulette. Show a fake hot chick and then tell the dude to put shoe on head to see more screenshots with the shoe on their head to make sure they're actually that person. Because without AI, you couldn't just edit it, or without Photoshop, you couldn't. That makes a lot of sense then.
Useless spending the government is making us pay taxes on. Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion has always been...
actual old videos of her from back in the day? Chat? If it is, then she's not aging. What is it? This is her from before. This is her
like
now.
Medicare, going to pretty to each according.
Nah, this is. Microphone's in the same exact spot. No, this isn't old videos, and she's just not aging. She's just putting on a different costume. Yeah. You're saying she's cringe, but I'm cringe too, guys. We're all cringe to people outside our own audiences.
The blood of tyrants! My opinion has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, child tax credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads.
No, everything there, with the exception of firefighters, I think, gets fucked up. Like we want to give money to building bridges. I think in California, they wanted to build was an extra lane on one of the freeways recently. And like, okay, yeah, we paid a couple like hundreds of, maybe like $10 million we sold in bonds. And they took that money and they spent it on like homelessness or other pet projects. The liberal mayor wanted to finance, because they know that we'll pay for bridges and stuff. And when that money dried up, then they tried to put on the last time when we were voting for president and everything else, we actually need this money for those same bridges. You guys already paid for it with the bond, but we spent it on something else. Yeah. All this stuff just shows that there's corruption beyond belief. Like, I'll say, in my new area, I left LA, and it was very disappointing because I said I'm in a quiet college town now. In my area, it's like upper class. I don't own a home out here. I'm still in a small place, but expensive town near college. And they're like, we need to build a homeless shelter. Why is it that the surrounding cities, the larger cities, they have homeless shelters, but our city does nothing to contribute to the problem? And then they were trying to build this homeless shelter, and I'm like, it's a bad fucking idea. Do not bring a hub for all the homeless people to congregate, because yes, you may provide some beds and health care for them, and it might help some small percentage of them get back on their feet, but the majority of them are just going to shoot up inside there, set it on fire, get in fights with each other, have their pit bulls bite each other. Like, it's a bad scenario whenever you have one of these homeless shelters in your community. And on top of that, what happens is they oftentimes have no drug policy, so they get kicked out, and they just end up loitering around there because they have all their homeless buddies there, and they can buy all their narcotics there. Or there's a curfew, so if they don't get back by 10 or whatever the time is, they just hang out in the parking lot, and they're up to no good. They're just hanging out and they're loitering nearby. We do not want this homeless shelter in our very, very naive, safe community. But then they found out that city council was taking the money they were going to use for their homeless shelter and giving it from their one pocket to their other pocket, and they're going to become rich off it. And it was a very valuable lesson, saying it's not about providing resources to the homeless. It's about making the politicians that are telling you about it's about resources for the homeless to enrich themselves. I was hoping my neighbors and this community would learn it's all shady, corrupt bullshit. It always is. And yet, when they saw that, oh, this one was bad, but maybe the next one isn't. So let's just try to make this homeless shelter again, and maybe next time it won't be shady, corrupt bullshit. It's sad that it's criminal that they're trying to steal the money. I think that city council member is still in office. They never learned their lesson, and it makes me sick at the idea that eventually they're going to slither their way in to building this homeless shelter somewhere near where I live now, when I just escaped it in Los Angeles, and these idiot fucking liberal voters are going to keep on trying to use their goodwill to create some sort of utopia, ignoring the fact that it's never worked anywhere. They have these good intentions. What do they say? Something is lined with good intentions. The path to misery is lined with good intentions, something to that effect. It's never worked. Find me the Democrat city, find me the Democrat state that has been under Democrat leadership for the last 10 years, that is this utopia of progress and not sovereignty. What is it when you're living in excess, whatever that is. Like, find me the liberal area that's actually working out, and just ignore all the times that it just created a third world nonsense. No, there's not a curfew of 4 p.m. The curfew is something like 10 p.m., but they don't make it because they're always out there up to no good. Yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's exactly what it is. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. That's what it is. Everybody says it. Thank you. I'm not good with English, guys. Living in excess is the bourgeoisies. I already forgot how to pronounce it, but yeah, it's whenever they say they want socialism, they tell their people, your life is going to be more like the billionaires. It's going to be more like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. What they really mean is the political leaders will become the elite, and you will be more like the homeless guy living on the street. It's sad. The same thing's happening in Canada. The Democrats and liberals are all the same no matter where you live, because it's globalism. It's always the same people giving them the same talking points across the Western world. It's sad. Yeah, decadence. I don't mind stealing bread. It's sad.
Castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And yes, we should be auditing the government security, child tax credits, firefighters, fixing our bridges and roads, castrating pedophiles, government-funded girlfriends, things like that. And yes, we should be auditing the
Government-funded
government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good things are good, bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are my politics.
It's like every kid. It's like 5-year-old politics, but it gets so much more nuanced once you have scumbags in politics, and that's always going to be that way.
And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that would be one way.
They're clutching their pearls over big balls as if she wasn't raised in the generation of social media, she was going to have posts that she wishes that people didn't see. The idea that nobody's going to be able to run for president because we're going to find everybody's disgusting Facebook posts. Like, what did I recently find out? That like Justin Bieber has a video where he's just saying the N-word. I think he's even saying maybe the hard R, maybe it's not the hard R, but kids grown up in the age of social media with cameras, they're always going to find dirt on them. I'm so glad I grew up in the era without like cell phone cameras on everything, because I'll be the first to admit I grew up in a community where I'm the only Asian person. Circle of friends were largely minorities as well. And we said racist stuff to each other all the time, like horrendously racist stuff to each other all the time, because it was just funny that we could say those things to us. It desensitized me to real racism that I face in the world later on. So it's like, I'm not like this very fragile snowflake when I get mean things in my inbox, but you would be able to cancel me if I grew up in the generation with cameras. And if you could find my old account where I was called Big Balls. Thank you, CT Thomas Peasant, for the super chat saying globalist leaders are traitors, full stop. Yeah, they represent the government, not even the government elite, like the one world government and the bourgeoisies, not the citizens. And yet they try to hide behind something like Democrat or what is it called in Europe? The not the working class, the labor class. They hide behind names like that, but they're actually for themselves. It's sad. So thank you for that. Too much hypocrisy in the world. That's exactly what it is.
We could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside Doge.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomer named Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out.
It's Trump.
They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a...
Why is she using this picture? This has to be AI picture. I want Hillary Clinton Twitter. There's no way that's okay. Maybe it's just because it's no. Is this AI? Open image in new tab. Copy this image. AI detector. This looks like AI. There's no way. Hold on. Let me save this. Oops. Let me save this image. This image has to be AI. There's no way she ever looked like that. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. This is not likely to be AI generated or deep fake. No face manipulation, so it's not even a filter. She actually looked like that, heavily doctored. I think this is fake. I think there's never been a time that she actually looked like this, but maybe it's because it's just like very zoomed down. Like me in 480p, I look like I have a good beard, but then in 4K or in person, I looked it was bad. It was bad, guys.
Car. They're not even old enough to rent a... They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag. Why are they so focused on the ages of these people? When
I said, she's a Democrat, she's a liberal, but she'll call out Hillary Clinton for her nonsense. I dig that.
government is basically a retirement home. But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government.
If you're just listening, it's showing Hillary Clinton's husband, Bill Clinton, with Monica Lewinsky in her 20s. She would not want a 20-year-old in government because they ended up giving her husband a favor in the White House. All the good old days when the biggest controversy in politics was our president hooking up with his, was she an intern? I forget, but yeah, that.
Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business.
What was that?
Government. Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently.
What's happening on Sesame Street? Elmo and Big Bird face uphill battle amid budget cuts. Yeah. We shouldn't be paying for Afghani Sesame Street. They said it's like, oh, it's life-saving because it's going to teach them. It wasn't even about like life skills, like on how to, like, you know, not drink dirty water. It was like, no, it's going to make it so they like the West and they don't go to become terror members of terror groups. Like that was the argument our government had for why we need to finance Sesame Street, which was like $100 million or something in the Middle East. Absolute nonsense. But then they're saying, oh, why are we financing? We shouldn't be financing Sesame Street in America. It's not PBS, I don't believe. But no, none of this funding NPR, which is the brainwashing and propaganda of our own people. Our tax dollars should not be going to that. Sesame Street is owned by HBO Max. Yeah, let them be on HBO Max. If I want to pay for it, I can pay for it. Otherwise, fuck off with that.
Sesame Street, Doge's first order of business was dismantling U.S. aid.
Without providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization. Oh, yeah. They're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
It wasn't helping people. It was just helping shady organizations where I think it was like less than 5% of the money was going to who it said it was for. A lot of those USAID contracts were like millions of dollars, but it had lorem ipsum in the body, which if you don't know, lorem ipsum is procedurally generated placeholder text. If you're a graphic designer, you want to see like what a website looks like when people are posting things and there's actual information on it, they'll put that it looks like words, but it's not actual words. So some of these contracts just had lorem ipsum on it, meaning it's just fraud. Like they didn't actually say what it's for. Just give us money, please. Money now. And we just gave them blank checks. It's sad, but here they are on their late night talk shows trying to say it's helping people. It's U.S. aid. It's like, no, it was U.S. Influence on international company or international. What is?
Oh yeah,
international development. Yeah, Agency of International Development, developing what nobody knows.
They're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Pretty f***ed up, huh? Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world.
Yeah, the poor people around the world. Like the one thing that we covered was the sweeping mines in, was it Vietnam or was it somewhere else? But it's, yes, millions of our money needs to go over there sweeping mines. And if we put them there, yeah, it's kind of our responsibility. But apparently most of the mines were left there during their civil war. But for some reason, they're like, because we no longer give them millions of dollars, it wasn't even going to sweeping mines. Now the kids are going to lose their limbs because America needs to solve the world's issues. It's ridiculous that that's how they're trying to frame it.
Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even f***ing stand for aid. It stands for a United States Agency for International Development. It has f*** all to do with aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for thinking it does. After all, they do make the word aid a different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although it said USAID provides 42% of global aid, the truth is most of those funds are just spent paying US contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by
that was the thing. It's the same thing with that homeless example I gave locally to me, where they want to build this homeless shelter because you do see homeless people and they're struggling, and it's sad to see them on their substances basically dying on our streets, but it's never going to get to them. They may build this building, but it's a $100 million building they built that only really cost the contractors 2% of that, and it went back to essentially the homeless industrial complex. It's the same thing here.
Auditing USAID, Doge exposed the true, real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer. Turns out the deep state was the friends we made along the way. And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money to fund things like teaching Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language.
Yes.
Combating disinformation in Kazakhstan. Promoting inclusion in Vietnam.
And
Millions to an
in
Armenian.
Asian countries, how much inclusion do you need to have when it's predominantly one people? Crazy. Aosabi says Susan G. Komen gives like 8% to actual good causes. 92% goes to the staff of their nonprofit. And that's a scary part of like what I discovered about United Way. It was kind of funny because I talked about my experience with United Way as a broke college student, and I was working at a company, and just the way I described what happened, one of my viewers on Decoy Voice was able to say, "You worked at this company, didn't you?" And it was funny because they were exactly right, where multiple people from the same company had the same experience with people from United Way, where they're these very rich people wearing fancy designer clothing coming into a place where we all shop at Ross to buy our suits, saying we need to give them part of our paycheck. And it was crazy that I saw somebody else saying United Way did a study where they say homeless people need this or something. Like they were trying to shame you into saying this is why you guys are poor. And it's like, in United Way, you guys had multiple CEOs or high up leadership getting in trouble for fraud. And also you can look, because they're a nonprofit, you can look at how much they spend on administrative salaries. And they say, I'm making up numbers right now, but they say, and we brought in $100 million of donations, but also $105 million of expenditures. It's insane that that's where we are right now. Yeah. It's all fraud, guys. I think it's all fraud.
LGBT group. Millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem.
Wow.
Millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans. Millions for LGBT activists.
The sad part is, this sounds bad. Oh, all these things are great, but go fund yourself. Like, I don't care. I don't care about this may make me a bad person, but I don't care about Armenia. I don't care about Cuba. Don't care about the Balkans. Don't care about Uganda. Don't care about Kazakhstan, Vietnam. I don't even care about what the social, societal issues are in South Korea. If it's my tax dollars here funding it, go fund yourself. What what responsibility is it that I need to pay for atheism in Nepal? The idea that Stephen Colbert will go on his show and say, we're funding poor people. Is like, I don't care about atheism in Nepal. I don't care about LGBT activism in Uganda. None of this impacts me. This is not my responsibility. And yet they want to go on TV and cry their fake tears over how come we don't have LGBT causes in the Western Balkans anymore. Sad. Yeah. Where's Uganda Hater? Uganda Hater is just a Ugandan in here that hates things. He doesn't hate Uganda. So I don't think he cares that I also don't care about LGBT activism in Uganda. If he does, I don't care.
In Uganda, millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala.
And that's funny. Kenny's saying they can't be that without your tax dollars. Again, not my problem. Go fund yourself.
And many other things that were so ridiculous, I had to double check to make sure I wasn't being trolled. Taxpayer-funded sex changes in Guatemala? We don't even do that here. Now, you might be saying,
I believe we do. I forget what story it was, but it was a part of, wasn't it? What country was saying they were being persecuted back home, so they had to seek refuge in America? I think chat would know. They had to seek refuge in America, and we okay, never mind. It was something different. The Department of Defense, our tax dollars was funding it. Yes, no, we were doing that in America. I don't know why my tax dollars need to fund that. By all means, you're an adult. You want to get that operation? Great, more power to you. I should not fund that.
Shu, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the fuck was John Bolton once the head of USAID? John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware, is an infamous neocon hack. He's literally criticized Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks, for those same few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government.
Most liberals kind of do the thing of like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, where if they're against somebody previously because the media told them, oh, they don't like Trump now all of a sudden they're my friend. At least she has some virtues and some ethics to say, just because he's anti-Trump means that I should like him now. Oh, he's in USAID. The Democrats seem to love USAID. My favorite woman AOC says it's a good thing. So now all of a sudden I'm for it. No, she has what most liberals today lack, which is a moral compass centered in her own values, which I can't say the same for anybody in the Democrats party right now, because I noticed at first when it was Operation Warp Speed during COVID, it was Donald Trump's vaccine. You had in New York, who was before Kathy Hochul? Was it Cuomo? Chris Cuomo, who's the one that's on TV, and who's the mayor who's the governor? Governor something Cuomo. God damn it, I should know this. But the mayor was saying when they're allocating the vaccines to places, I want more results. Andrew Cuomo, thank you. They wanted more data on the vaccines that Operation Warp Speed was cutting all the red tape for. So Andrew Cuomo was saying, I'm not going to take Trump's vaccine and give it to people. There's no long-term studies. And then when Trump said, okay, I'm not going to allocate vaccines to New York State, then I'm going to give it to places that will actually use it and won't shelf it. Then Andrew Cuomo tried to go on TV and attack Trump again, saying he's going to end New Yorker lives because they're not giving us the vaccines. And then as soon, the second it wasn't Trump in office, it was Biden in office, and Biden was going to save us from COVID. He was going to stop the virus. Take the vaccine. You cannot live in New York City. You can't go outdoors. If you were inside a Burger King, we were having NYPD kick down the door to make sure that you guys had all your papers, please. The second it became Biden's solution and not Trump's vaccine, they changed everything. Everything was different at that point in time. These Democrats, voters that all rushed in line to get it, were no longer listening to an Andrew Cuomo saying, this is Trump's vaccine, we need long-term data. He would listen to a Biden saying, I'm going to end the virus or whatever. No values, no virtues, no intelligence, just repeating NPC talking points. I would say I'll even listen to Hassan just to see what he's saying, but not agreeing with anything he's saying, but just morbid curiosity. I'll listen to Shu because at least she has values. No, I did not.
Responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and
Shadowed Sun says, which one was a pervert? Oh, that's all of them. But do you remember that back then it was Cuomo, I'm pretty certain, when he had a big scandal coming out, which not sending people to their peril in all the nursing homes, that wasn't what got him out of the governor's office. It was the scandal. But if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that's saying, he was like, there's a picture of him grabbing the young girl by the face and she's all uncomfortable. He was like, oh, it's because I'm Italian. That's why. It's not because I'm a pervert. It's not because I'm a criminal pest. It's because I'm Italian. I believe that's what he was. That was him. I'm pretty certain it was him. I did not know that, but I would believe it. I think he got Me Too'd. Yeah, I think that's what finally got him out of power. Not sending people to their demise in nursing homes. It was that. He's running for something. I wouldn't be surprised if he's running for something, because if they'll champion MS-13 gang members and they'll champion that kid that stabbed that other kid at a track meet, I'm sure they'll champion Cuomo too. The criminals are now their champions. It's sad. A solid excuse. It's kind of sad because it didn't even work. Wait, is he running for mayor? I gotta check. Andrew Cuomo running. Oh my God. March 1st? There's no way. He's running for a comeback with a run for New York mayor. Yeah, because it's like, I guess it's up in the air because, what is it? Mayor Eric Adams is redesignating himself as an independent when he's running for re-election. But it's like, you can't, I don't care if you say you're an independent now. You can't say, the independent Eric Adams, are going to solve all the problems that the Democrat Eric Adams created for the city. He's terrible. Is he ahead? Is he ahead in the polls? Let's see. NYC mayor polls right now. Is there just a chart? I don't want to look. Oh, there we go. There's no way, guys. There is no way this is true. As of April, you have Cuomo with 45%, Zoran 22%. Eric Adams isn't even in the race right now. I guess maybe this is for the Democrat primary because the primary is he'd be gone. So let's see. I don't know any of these people because you would see what's his name. Who's the guy that wears the hat, the red hat? Who's the guy that wears the red hat? He's a Republican. He's probably going to be. He won't win in New York City, but then New York City did sway significantly to the left. Like, let me try to pull it up right now. Detailed election map 2024 New York Times. Let's see. New York. Where is New York City? Here's New York City. Change from 2020. There it is. Yeah, here, like, look at this, guys. I think it's possible because if you look at New York, where everything's like, so change from 2020 till now, most like parts of New York State move more blue. But if you look at New York City, God damn it. Look at it. This is blood red here where they're shifting conservative. 20 points, 25 points more Republican. 8 points, 20 points. Like, this whole place got really, really red. Now, again, there's a 50% lean for Harris than it is for Trump. But I would say if Donald Trump gets no more mail-in voting, voter ID, and a voting day, not a voting week, not a voting month, just a voting day, I would say possibly New York City could go red. A lot of places could go red. What? Here's the thing: I don't care. I don't care if she rips out her hair and wears a wig. Like, she wants to wear wigs, she can wear wigs. If she wants to do a whole bunch of makeup, let her do a whole bunch of makeup. If she wants to, people are adults. Whatever. If she has good ideas and explains herself well, and she's a person that can be a pipeline for Democrats by default to become sentient people, I would say, by all means, like, let them have their own ideas, expose them from being libertarians to, hey, are you a MAGA conservative? You might be because you don't want us to give money to atheism in Nepal.
Getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The
one thing it says, what is it? Mail-in voting is the dumbest idea ever entertained. I would say there is a place for mail-in voting. And like they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. What is it? Soldiers overseas. That's mail-in voting, right? So we should have, that's what, and always, the inception is always something good. Where we should allow people that are disabled to have mail-in voting. Oh, you're blind? Okay, I don't want to inconvenience you by going in there. But then all of a sudden they say, well, if you're going to allow soldiers overseas in Afghanistan to vote by mail, what about this extra person? Well, what about the person without, like, you start to inch to something that gets you to fraud, and it's like universal mail-in voting is the dumbest idea. I don't mean to pick on you, but I say universal mail-in voting is the dumbest idea ever. Well, you might be a MAGA conservative if that has potential. It does have potential. You might be a MAGA conservative if you don't believe in fraud and have logic and want to put America first. That's it. And I think a lot of people would agree.
Military industrial complex.
No. Johnny Topside says we should get paid to vote. No. I think the opposite. I think voting should be one of the most difficult things possible. Not necessarily difficult in the idea that we should make it harder for people to vote that have the right to vote, but I mean, it shouldn't be something that we make it easy enough where you can almost, if you can get something in the mail, forget you had it, and then someone can check it all for you. No. It should be something where you have to do it with intention. You have to do it with knowledge of who you're voting for, and you should have to verify that you are someone that is genuinely allowed to vote. And also, like, I mean, that's the bare minimum. I'm also a fan of only net taxpayers should vote. Before, it was only like wealthy landowners. Okay, maybe that's too high because most, like, millennials and Gen Z won't be landowners. But I wouldn't be opposed to saying me in college being indoctrinated by my college professors, getting a tax return every year. I'm not contributing to the country right now. Why should I have a say over how the billionaires and millionaires' money is spent when all I'm doing is getting a piece of their action? Net taxpayers should be the only ones that have a vote that counts, in my opinion now. Or only people without debt should be allowed to vote. Yeah, then you have all these billionaires, business owners that are floating their companies in debt or filing for bankruptcy every day. Their vote doesn't count. I think we can entertain that as well. Glitter says, if you don't know someone's policies, you shouldn't be able to vote for them. 100%. I had friends that used to love Barack Obama. He's going to give us change. He's hope, but couldn't tell me a thing about him. They didn't know where he was from, what he did. All they know, he was going to be a black president, and he was going to, they literally thought this, he was going to save all the black people from prison. He was going to make all the companies have black CEOs. They legitimately thought this and voted for him. I don't think that person's vote should count. They don't know anything about what they're voting for.
His favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in charge of the same program, US?
Because it's no longer left versus right, conservatives versus Democrats. It's now the swamp politicians in DC versus the average American citizen. That's all it is. The people versus the establishment. And that's what MAGA is becoming. And that's why you're having the establishment as a whole, where you have conservatives in Congress and you're having all the long-term Republicans siding with the Democrat swamp because they're all the same thing. Mitch McConnell is the same thing as Chuck Schumer to me.
USAID that is sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades. The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke things. No, there's way more than that. You see, it's current year and we can't just do old-fashioned imperialism anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly, USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shu! You dumb bimbo populist! You reactionary shitlord! You cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts! Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts,
no,
you are a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs. I especially side-eye any leftist who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies, considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world.
Yeah,
established in 1961 by President John...
Did they say USAID was just CIA light? I believe that was the accurate assessment of it.
F. Kennedy, under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961, he told its directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you, It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan...
Okay. I mean, like, we kind of... She's going to go into this for a long time. We'll go that. But yeah, it's by Didi saying they voted for Barack Obama because they thought the CEOs would be replaced with black people. Wow. Were they part of a black supremacy group? Essentially, yes. Essentially, yes. They thought that this was going to change America, and all of a sudden America was going to be black run. If you're voting on your president based on racism, I don't want your vote to count. And if, especially, like, it goes both ways. Like, we can't... I'm not going to sit here and say there's not an element of the MAGA right that are racists. They are. They say racist things online. They reply to things like, oh my God, they're going to do this or that or whatever. There are people that are racists. I don't agree with them. I'm not going to pretend they don't exist on both sides. But the idea that we have to ignore the part of it coming from the left because, what is it? Affirmative action is just the bigotry of low expectations. Yes, it's affirmative action is just outright racism. Stop trying to pretend it doesn't exist because it's not the same racism of calling somebody a slur. All the same thing to me. What is it? Yeah, and that's the thing. It's no decoy. We can't afford ID. The most racist thing ever. But it's all fear mongering. Like, I have somebody that I know that's super upset over the SAVE Act because they literally think because she's a married woman, they're trying to make it so she can't vote because she changed her surname one time. Even though in the text of the SAVE Act, there's specific stuff there to protect someone if you're a woman that got married and you change your you change your last name. It's not going to impact your voting rights. But that's not what the Democrats do. They don't read the entire text of an act or a bill they're passing. They just fearmonger because they know you're too stupid to actually take the time out of your day to understand, is this going to protect your vote by making certain that there can't be fraudulent votes in the system? Or is this going to actually destroy democracy? They don't know anything. Yeah. Just to shut everybody up, federal ID and driver's license, I'm also afraid of that. I don't like the idea that I had to get a real ID, but then, you know, me being the sheep that I am, when I finally got my passport so I can travel internationally, me not being born in the country, I had to get all these documents together for my passport. So I was like, might as well get my real ID. A free federal ID would be abused. I don't know how that would be, but I mean, whatever. The one thing I'm afraid of is a scale of racism skewed. One side says words, the other kills. Rob's and R is based on it. Yeah, oh, because you called me this word, now they killed them and they were justified. The scary thing to me right now is if you look at all these people like I forgot the account, maybe it's N-Wokeness, maybe it's somebody else, showing how many people are arrested in America right now. I guess we're done watching this. That are arrested in America right now, and they have like a very Vietnamese name, or they're obviously African American, but they book them as white. I'm guessing in the next 3 or 4 years they're gonna go back to like crime stats and say, oh, per capita is wrong because most crimes are committed by white men. It's like, no, that doesn't make any sense when you book everybody as a white man. Ridiculous, I know. Real ID was passed in 2005 during GWAT, is not only now going into effect. Yeah, it was supposed to go into effect earlier. Like if you wanted to fly domestically, you had to have your real ID, but COVID was making it hard for everybody to get it, so they delayed it. It's definitely the long game. Definitely the long game. So somebody spamming. I mean, right now, since we don't have a lot of people in the chat, I've just been kind of like there's been no rules, but maybe Sunshine or anybody bite Deed. If you guys are mods and you think someone's a problem, you can ban them. I don't care. But I don't like when the chat just becomes about people, about people in the chat. Should I watch anything else? We've been going for a long time. Should we watch anything on YouTube before we go, or there's no conspiracy theories, guys. I love conspiracy theories. Like I just introduced, let me actually pull this video up right now. I was talking about vaccines with a family on Easter Sunday, and they said, I was telling them how everything the Democrats do is just contrary to conservatives. Like, they don't actually have any values. It's just if the Republicans are doing something, the Democrats are automatically against it. And let me try to find it. I have two parts that I want to show everybody, but there is Democrats saying, "Oh, RFK is going to try to figure out what's causing autism," and they're like, "Yeah, but my family members are saying, but it's RFK is going to look into vaccines, so that's a bad thing." I'm like, okay, I don't care if he's wrong, but if he wants to look into it, Democrats. Let's see if I can spell autism. That's a bad sign. Where is he? Where? There's a video of a Democrat saying they're going to look into it, and they're very, very concerned that RFK is going to look into this thing. It's okay if he looks into it and has no findings, fine. But then it's this clip right here that I'm like, how come nobody's talking about this clip that happened a long time ago? And it's almost like everybody has the what is it called? The predisposition of, we already studied the link between this and autism. Case closed. It's like, well, why don't we reopen it? But this is alarming when you have this doctor on television saying, hey, it's been settled. And once he gets a small amount of kickback, and I'm not saying this guy's right, but I'm saying, how come their argument is so paper thin? Like, listen to this.
And this is just me wanting to have an open debate about this.
Open debate.
Vaccines are really the one thing we have looked at as causing autism.
That is completely bogus. That is such a bogus statement. How many vaccines have they looked at in these studies? How many? What's the answer? It's 2. How many?
He shouldn't have bailed him out. He shouldn't have bailed him out. He should have said, how many? Tell me. If you're going to sit here and say, we studied it, and very, very confidently say we studied it, have him tell him. But if he can't tell you the amount of studies they did, maybe he's not the guy to listen to.
2. How many ingredients have they studied of 35? What's the answer? It's 1. You've looked at 2 of 36 shots and 1 of 35 vaccines, and you're going to stand on the stage and say that vaccines and autism are unrelated? It is the most bogus tobacco science. It's a smokescreen, and anybody who takes the time to read it would agree. I'm so sick of doctors who don't read the studies, who don't know the details, sitting here telling parents and reassuring them.
He may be wrong. He may be right. But the idea is, if he's going to challenge him and the doctors up there don't have enough data to refute his claims, lets me know that they don't know the studies either. If they don't know the studies that they're referencing, saying we already know that it's not linked, then he's just repeating NPC talking points. And again, they're more educated than me. They're doctors, and I believe they actually see patients. But the idea is, if they can't even reference what they're saying to be fact, I don't like the idea that they're over here trying to tell like members of my family saying this is the facts. You can't refute it. Stop questioning it. A long time ago, when your baby was only scheduled to get 7 doses, it's the same as the babies that are scheduled to get 30 doses today.
The vaccines don't cause autism. It is irresponsible.
And this is the biggest problem, and the reason that doctors in this country are frustrated.
Read the
because,
science.
Listen, all you're doing is you're antagonizing a medical community that wants to help these kids.
You haven't done the research.
You're antagonizing me. You're antagonizing Dr. Sears. Why would you do that? This show is all about my son. Okay, everyone wants to blame someone, right? Yes, this is what we're trying to figure out here is how to help kids. But all you do when you yell at me on my stage, all you do is anger me.
I'm sorry
and
I hurt your
make
feelings,
me
but you didn't know the
I
details.
asked you to defend your stance, and all you did was attack me as an individual. Why would I want to listen to you when you do that to me?
And the thing is, so watch the first 10 seconds of this clip again.
In my opinion, and this is just me wanting to have an open debate about this,
Let's have an open
vaccines
debate.
are really the one thing we have looked at as causing autism.
and I agree with
We've looked at it. Less than a minute later, you're antagonizing me and you're making me feel bad and angry. It's sad that a lot of people take that and have the same opinion. We've studied it. We already know it. The science has been settled. I don't care if the science is right. Like, oh my God, they don't cause it. Cool. But if RFK wants to look into it, why is that a problem? And why are they getting so defensive? Just like this guy's getting so defensive of, I don't know. Wannabe scientists. I think that it's not necessarily wannabe scientists, but it's just leaning into their corporate sponsors, I think, to me. Yeah. I'm sick of being told trust the science, especially when the science has been constantly wrong for the last 5 years. I think, COVID was a big red pill, but I think the food pyramid should have been the biggest red pill for my generation. I'm a millennial, where they kept on telling us the biggest thing we need to eat every day is carbs. Like we need to have 5 to 7 servings of carbohydrates, cereals, breads, white breads. That's the most important thing to us. And later on, they're like, oh, maybe that's why Americans are so obese. Like, milk is bad for you. Egg whites are bad for you. Red meat is causing high blood pressure. Like all these things that later on they say, you know what, maybe we were wrong about that. It's always changing all the time. Yeah. Food pyramid and drink milk. Yeah. They say cholesterol is actually great for men for testosterone. I remember being told fat is bad. Yeah, fat doesn't make you fat. Carbohydrates make you fat. Sugar makes you fat. Fat is actually just, if you can get on keto and run off fat instead of sugar that's creating fat in your body, it's an entirely different thing. Yeah, asbestos, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Uncle Shane saying cigarettes are bad for you, blah, blah, blah. I have a lot of friends that went from cigarettes to vape, and honestly, I wonder what the long-term effects of vape are going to be. But somebody tell me, what is the problem with Zins? I know Zins are like the trendy thing to get into right now, but how can Zins be bad for you? Again, take no advice here medically, but what do you guys think? Is Zin going to be worse than vaping and cigarettes combined? Carbs don't make you fat, dude. I'm pretty sure they do. I went on keto and I lost a lot of weight very quickly. What is a Zin? Zin is a little nicotine pouch that people are putting on their gums. When I play football, literally everybody's on Zin. I don't get it. Zins are awful for your wallet. Yeah, I remember when Tim Pool he said he was going to quit live streaming. Like he had that freak out on the show, and then I thought they were going to stop. So I was like, okay, Tim Pool quit. I'm going to be Zin Jewel, and I'm going to be on air during his old time slot. Zins, one, you can't buy them anywhere. They're sold out. And two, they're super expensive. So yeah, no, I'm not. There are microcrystals in Zins. Okay, so it's going to be like menthols where like it's going to cut everything. It's because it's a nicotine stimulant, you dumb F. But I mean, I thought it was just it wasn't the nicotine that was bad for you. It was the tobacco that was bad for you. But again, I don't know. Okay, wait. Carbs can contribute to making you fat, but being sedentary along with a poor diet is what makes you fat. I think, yeah, I think I was equal amounts sedentary when I went on keto and lost a lot of weight. So I don't know. Talk to me about carbs when you start bodybuilding, guys. Yeah, I know. Some of the strongest guys I had on my team. One of them was like actually a power lifter, like or competitive in high school. He legit would have candy like gummy bears and a bottle, like glass bottle Mexican Coca-Cola before his workout because he wanted that sugar to like help him power through his workout to get him like quick energy. Of course, you could be like Michael Phelps, that Olympic swimmer, and have 3,000 calories of McDonald's after your workout. If you're working out a lot, like you're swimming or you're powerlifting, you can get away with everything. But for the most of us, like me, working on a computer all day, one, like forced, I feel attacked. But two, I'm not burning off that many calories. Best way to gain weight if you're skinny and working out. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff in there. I think that there's I subscribe to the whole the idea of endomorph, ectomorph, mesomorph. What works for an endomorph isn't going to work the same for a mesomorph. Ectomorphs can pretty much eat whatever they want, and they're never going to be heavy. Endomorphs, even if they go to the gym and get strong, a little bit of carbs are going to make them fat. Again, I'm not like the people that are like, I'm obese because Donald Trump's in office and racism makes certain races more fat than others. No, I don't believe in that. But I think that it's best to figure out like, what your body responds to best. I think we all should start working out. I think being healthy is important. And yeah. Who's going to be back in 30 minutes? I don't know. Yeah. Swimming is the best workout. I remember I had a neighbor who was just one of those, like, he looked like he hit the gym. He had like a very muscular body. And I was like, okay, so like, what's your workout? What's your protein powder? What's your macros? And he's like, I don't do any of that. He just swims. Like he just like, what is it? Did the breaststroke for his pecs. He did the backstroke for his deltoids, I think. He had a whole bunch of things. He was like, yeah, I just do a whole bunch of these types of swimming and it gives me the physique I like. I was like, okay, I need to learn how to swim. Stop soda and walk. I think soda is my biggest problem. Yeah, press pause. You made it for the very end of the show. Sorry. Because we've been going for like 2 hours. We've been watching the most random stuff today. We watched like 10 minutes of Shoe on Head. I've never done that before, but I mean, that's what we're doing today. You know, I moved from a very, very dangerous part of the city that I didn't feel comfortable walking to a place where everybody's very nice and friendly and safe. So getting outdoors and walking a lot has done a lot for my health. Yeah, thank you for Maybe Sunshine. If you guys haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to do that. But anything else I should watch before we take off right now? We've been going for a while, and this was just kind of a tester stream. I'm not a big fan of tea. Never been a fan of tea. I'm like carbonated beverages, sadly. I should watch Asmongold watching me. Honestly, I probably will next episode. I'll do that. Any updates on the not Somalian guy? All I know is he's not doing well. I think on his Discord server, they're trying to figure out how he can make money because every time he goes out, I think he's getting beat up. And then also, he's just living off of his buddy over there because he can't work. But also, he's just waiting for his court date. And I think that the time that he went to that kids park and he was saying, oh, there's kids here, I'm going to get in trouble, or something to that effect. And then they played some text-to-speech stuff that was inappropriate for kids. So now he's getting charges of like endangering them and subjecting them to things of adult nature. He's getting charges of that, which I think can get him like several years of incarceration. I think he's going away for a long time. And good riddance. He every single video I did for him on him was, criticizing him, but positive, saying, hey, this isn't worth it. You'll never make money. That doesn't make you, Mr. Beast later on. You're never going to be iShow Speed. Even if you get a lot of attention doing this, it doesn't transition to anything profitable. Stop doing this. You're the Globes Village idiot. It's not going to end well for you. I was always positive to him, even though he'd go after me, try to do false claims against me, say racist things about me. I was always good-natured towards him. But yeah, I will shed no tears when he finally goes to prison in Korea for like 20 years, I'd say. And then also he's going to be doing hard labor. Like he's going to be picking cabbages in South Korea with no streaming. And he will be a full-fledged adult old man when he gets out of jail. Good riddance. He's deserved it. Yeah. It was always nice to him. I wanted him to be a cautionary tale, because I never said it on any of the videos, but if I had ever talked to him directly, I would always want to bring up the idea that when he made it back from Japan to America, first he tried to lie and say, oh my God, all these girls, they like me, and I'm a crypto millionaire. When he had a moment of clarity saying, I'm broke, I'm poor, look at my pants, they're not even real Adidas, they have 5 stripes, and he's like being self-deprecating. And then he also has self-deprecating humor, how he's like very small. Like, I forget what it is. They make fun of him being like 4 feet tall. I don't think he's like that, but maybe he's like 5 feet tall. And which is the reason why I would say, I'm not trying to fight you, but if you want to be in like a YouTube boxing match, I'll fight you there. I think it'll be great for ratings, and it can segue him out of that. But then when I found out he was a very small individual, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be a bully. No more of that. But when he's making fun of his height to himself, when he's making fun of how poor he is, making fun of how disliked he is and how much he gets beat up, and how, like, he can have a sense of humor about it. He was a funny dude. Like, he could be that kind of guy online and just almost be like a comedian about that. But he only had brief glimpses of that. He could have made a career off of that online, of being a cautionary tale of the guy that used to get beat up. Maybe do that, but then that's gone now. So yeah, he's gonna be out there farming cabbages with forced labor. It's sad. It's like he was good content for my channel. Glad it's over. And that's the thing. I don't want to be like certain channels that I think are good, but certain channels became the Johnny Somali Network. You never want to make your channel's identity based on nuisance streamers. Like, I cover politics. I don't want to be only politics. I don't want to only be nuisance streamers. I don't want to like talk about a variety of things from like, you know, someone with a good head on their shoulders and rationale and common sense. I just want to approach things that are happening online like that. But a lot of people got stuck on that saying, oh my God, I'm getting millions of views on this. Let me keep doing it. And then you lose your identity. Again, yeah, no fun punching down. I don't want to criticize people like that. A decoy variety show, kind of like, I mean, I think Asmongold and Penguin Zero are most critical. They're variety guys, so yeah. Do a makeup channel. I mean, this is the extent of my makeup. My very, very, oh my God, that is, my eyes are terrible. And even the contacts I have are bad. Funny you mentioned that, why he doesn't do so much content on that. He's not the only one that does it. But man, I do not like, and even the channels that I respect, like when channels will do a video on somebody else's video, but it's not that. It's not like me watching Shoe on Head or Asmongold watching Decoy Voice. Some people legit will find a video about something and source by source, they will extrapolate that saying, oh, I use this clip from this and I use a clip from that. They will take your video from that, and reconstruct your video and make it their video. They have 1 million more subscribers than you. So nobody's going to notice. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what they do. Kaiser Cube saying my astigmatism is getting worse by the year. When I was your age, I had perfect vision. Age. I've had astigmatism forever. Never knew about it. Nobody ever like addressed it. And I saw a video about Kike Hernandez, a Dodger player, why he wears glasses now. And it's like, oh, he had astigmatism, so he couldn't see certain things. And I was like, the fuck you talking about? Like, you could see those things? Like, I didn't know I was missing a portion of my vision. So I got contacts coming in that'll adjust my astigmatism. I can see perfectly. My eyes are no longer strained. You could see it a lot in my videos. My eyes kind of like, this is my normal eye size, but you can see videos where like I'm strained like this. Like you can tell I'm noticeably, I look more tired. Yeah, Liberal Hive Mind's a great channel too, but I'm noticeably more tired. It's because I have astigmatism. I can't see correctly, and I haven't been able to address it. It's crazy, but I'm yeah. Lights are streaks, but also seeing double. I was always seeing double, not knowing that I was seeing double. Not knowing that wasn't normal. It's crazy. Yeah, I had a wake-up call when I was driving with my brother, and he was reading off-road signs I couldn't see. And it's crazy how they're talking about Kike Hernandez not seeing the stitching on the ball or where it was. And I was like, yeah, I'm playing football. And you're looking, people were saying, oh, keep your eye on the ball. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're playing football. Like, they're throwing a football at you. It's coming at you very fast. You're just looking at a blur and putting your hands up, hoping you catch it, not knowing that certain people are actually able to see the ball in the air. Life-changing. I think I'm going to be able to make the league, guys. Once I get my astigmatism glasses, I'm going to be a D1 athlete. Yeah, it's like there's like 3 of them. It's like just, I would always say, like, it's like choosing one of the objects out of your left or right eye and choosing one of them and ignoring the other one. It's very difficult for me. But yeah, now we're talking about random nonsense to nobody. So thanks for hanging out as long as you did. This was kind of an experimental video, but I think if you're watching on Twitch, thank you. But I'm not going to stream on Twitch because this whole Streamlabs thing was more difficult than was necessary. So thanks for hanging out as long as you did. But for now,